Hello everyone, welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. I have built a very cute, very small manor, secret manor, up in the hills in the countryside by some lovely running water, and there is a little story attached to the owner of this property. Yes, it's a secret manor, and I'll explain why it is. The owner of this property is hiding someone here, and that's his secret, and you're going to meet the individuals who stay here in a second. I've gone on to use the 1x1 pillar trick that's currently on in the game. It's an unofficial feature that just popped up with the L-shaped feature, which we're so excited about. And I found out about this idea from some amazing individuals in my group, as detailed in the previous video I built last week, the Sweet Home, and there was a live build for that house showing you how to do the 1x1 pillars. Okay, this is the rear of the manor, and it is asymmetrical. You can see by the roof line here that the rear is off to the left of the center of the rooftop, so that's what makes this build asymmetrical. And then of course you got that pathway to the lovely running water area here. It's beautiful, feels very nice. And yes, this is a second, or indeed maybe a third home for the owner of this house. So his family have no idea he has a property out here in the country, and it's next door to the countryside house, the English countryside house I built some weeks back. Okay, now onto the owner of this build. His name is Neil Burns, and he is the principal of the high school where Ebony, Pamela, Dennis and Tom and so on attended. Do you remember?
Mr. Diamond, Mrs. Diamond, sorry to keep you waiting. We have a situation on our hands. I'm sure you're a father. Sometimes children do stupid things.
Why, of course, I absolutely understand. Surely it's possible to overlook this one mistake.
Mr. Diamond, there are guidelines that have to be followed. As far as the Board of Governors for the school is concerned, a couple of weeks suspension is what's recommended.
You must admit that we all know too well many individuals in the places of power and authority that have different standards and the facade that they parade in. Our principal Neil is no stranger to the culture, and he houses a complete new family separate from his actual family that have no idea he has a mistress. These are the 1x1 pillars that are set out here, and on the reverse I've decided to create some lovely decorative pieces in the nooks there, and I think they're quite pretty. Remember, it's unofficial, and until it's no longer existent in the game, then I'm going to keep using it. The hallway is typical. It has what you would expect: a door leading into the kitchen on the side, an archway leading into the main living area, and over on this side we have some angled chairs from the Cafe Grande live event, just to sit down and maybe put your umbrella down or fix your shoes. So we're first going to go into the kitchen area, and this is a very important part of the house. We have Lydia, who is the housekeeper of this entire manor. During the week, I had a little struggle with the placement of windows and doors because of the different heights, and I put up a Facebook post in our group about it, and a special thanks to all of you who chimed in and just gave me a good laugh. Anyway, this is Lydia getting breakfast ready, and there is a little nook here where the fridge is situated in a separate room. It's sad that we can't place things on these countertops that have cabinets above them, but look at that little space in there where there's some bottles and bits and bobs. And there is a seated path in this somewhat old house where Lydia serves a breakfast upon the request of Mr. Burns and his mistress, depending on whether they don't want to sit at the main dining table. This is the way out to the back side, or the side actually, of the property. You've got your green wheelie bin, you've got your green compost bins. I like the fact that they look like a set. And then there are some hanging herbs. I choose to call this hanging herbs, they're just hanging plants anyway. But next to the kitchen, and then you've got the hose and so on. few things to service the kitchen, and you could work your way around here to the front door if you want, or go back into the kitchen and work your way back into the hallway. And that's what I'm doing right now because I want to carry on with the tour as I tell you little stories. So when you come through this arch, you get a better view of the seated pass, and yeah, I think it's quite lovely and perfect. She's come to the window just in time. So they might have pancakes, tea, eggs prepared right in front of them. Lydia is amazing and, does her best to keep the mistress of the house happy. As you walk right in, you now have an area where I've placed some vintage chairs and a vintage stool. I think it's very pretty here against the chest of drawers. Those are countertops, by the way. And the dining area is to the side here. And this is Julie Abel, who is sitting down to a lovely meal and Instagramming it. And not her husband, her sugar daddy, or whatever you want to call him, keeps saying, listen, I don't want you to, put this out there and somehow, some way, someone recognizes the space or, something of the sort. But this area here is where you've got the staircase leading up to the private area for the family. And this is the living room area tucked away in the corner here. Very chocolatey, very brown, very old-ish, but still clean, well dusted. And, Lydia makes sure there is not a single grain of dirt anywhere at any time. Okay. Now, the mistress is pregnant, in case you didn't notice, and we'll get a better look at her later. But this is the reverse of those chest of drawers, so to say. And there is a secret door in the secret manor for Mr. Neil, the principal. She doesn't know about this space at all. She honestly thinks that these are actually bookshelves. But yeah, I know you've seen him walk in while she's eating at the table, but just assume she doesn't realize and she's not here. But I have to show you the space and I wanted to bring him in. But he comes in here, it's his little study, it's his little den, he's got drinks. And this is where he chooses to hang out occasionally at nighttime. If he does stay over, there is a little window as well. It's an old house. Just think of it as though speaking of Julie, the mistress, just think of it as though she hasn't had time to roam around and discover this hidden area. And that's where we have an actual restroom in the house, okay? Well, downstairs, this would be a bedroom with a restroom if you want, or a laundry space before the restroom, but he's basically sectioned it off as a private secret place, okay? In the Secret Manor. Anyway, this is the ground floor of this house, and this is just a general overview for you to take note of should you want to recreate it and want to know where things are placed. There is a section out here from the dining area where there's a barbecue spot, so you just work your way around and there's a little spot to sit down. I'll bring them out here towards the end. And now we could quickly go up and you'll see that this is a double height room, as I mentioned before. I really love it because it's a small house and I didn't think I was able to include that feature in. That being said, it's cost me some space. So once you come up those stairs, you'll see that there is just a little art piece up on the wall. You could place a chair there if you want, maybe a computer. It's entirely up to you what you choose to do when you recreate it. But there's an arch leading into this space where you see the beautiful, grand, double height space. All of a sudden, it's not looking like that old cottagey type of a house, and that's what I wanted, a surprise factor. I've seen many properties like that before in the country, and you walk in and you'd be shocked how it looks on the inside. It's like, wow. Not at all the old knobbly cottage you think it is, or indeed thought it was. But yeah, this is what I've chosen to do in this section. I think it's very pretty. It has cost me space, maybe another room, okay? But I couldn't pass up this idea with a grand chandelier. And there are 2 windows here, so you can actually see the outdoors from where he's standing. Now we've got an arch here, and you work your way further in behind this arch, and there's privacy for the family door. So if you walked in the house, you can't just look through and see the front doors to their bedrooms. This door first leads into the bathroom, family bathroom of course. It's got this flooring from the island event. Yes, I've completed with a ton of SP. And then you have a window section just right there. And then once you work your way back out that door, there is another door on the side leading into a bedroom that should be turned into a nursery, because Julie Abel would love to, convert it into a nursery. She's almost ready. but there's a complication. She's not married to him. They don't know what they're doing with their time here. Okay, but in his opinion, there doesn't need to be much change to the space. He feels they should just stick in a cot or something. He hasn't really made much allowance for the process to take place, but they will have that conversation today and get the changes underway into making this a nursery. Okay, so when you come past the chest of drawers here, and that's all that's exposed to the entrance, you work your way back towards this corner here that's hidden again behind some privacy into the master bedroom. I love this master bedroom. There's the closet space right there before you come into the bedroom. So you can see the shoes, you can see the bags. And on the flip side, you have the clothes wardrobe. Okay, so Lydia comes in there to service the area and leave, or service the bathroom here for the master bedroom, as you can see here, and then leave. I'll explain. So of course, I use these lovely rustic units. I think they're lovely with the wallpaper. It's beautiful. Double sink, towels, the window, and a lot of privacy with that window too because of the hedges. So if I just bring Neil back in here, you'll see that the bedroom is on the reverse. So Lydia has no business coming around this end where he shares the space with his mistress. And you could work your way around this way too. That's where breakfast was served this morning, but the mistress wanted the meal downstairs. You know, she's a bit fussy. And this is a beautiful view this master bedroom has of the running water outside. I think it's just so lovely, so peaceful. I would love something like that. And this is what it looks like just over there through these windows. Okay. So once you come to this angle where he's standing, you could also work your way into a little dressing room here. There's a chair, there's a lovely little unit here to get some makeup done, and it's just next to the closet too. And you can, of course, just work your way around back into the closet space in this direction. So this is the area serviced by Lydia, including the bathroom. But she's no business coming into the bedroom unless she's specifically requested. So you can't say, oops, didn't see you there, and you just walked in. No, you'd specifically be requested to come in. So here's an overview of the top part of this house. There are 2 bedrooms, of course. As I say, I traded this a bedroom space for this design in the front here where you've got the double height room, and I wanted that. I didn't mind. It's not exactly a family home, but the secret chamber that he has could be turned into a bedroom if you want. Let me stop Julie from her fancy meal and bring her round. He has something important to tell her today. She's been a bit antsy, upset that she's here alone, doesn't see much of him, and so on and so forth.
Julie, I am a married man and it's been a bit difficult coming out to see you as much as I would like, but I'm fixing all of that right now, okay?
Neil, we can't keep it up. We're about to have a baby.
No, I'll fix it all. I have a question to ask. Are you ready?
And in wanting to calm her down, he decides to take a very big step in proposing to her. And he does that with a giant rock, part of the family heirloom. And of course, she says yes. So, what are Mr. Burns' intentions here? Is he going to leave his wife of 47 years, who is the same age group as he is, and cleave to this young, beautiful lady who is about to have a child for him? His children are grown and have already left and started their own lives. What are Julie's intentions? Does she really love him? Is she a gold digger? Did she fall into the situation unprepared? Will she cleave to him the way he might intend to cleave to her? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so very much for watching. And the floor plans for this house are up on our Facebook group. So don't forget to look in the description down below for the link to our group. And I'll see you again soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.